And here we are. This is number one, two, three, four. This is number five. Workout till you pass out shirt. Anyway, welcome to Disruptive Minds. I'm your host, Jerome A. Carter, and the A stand for Always Learning. I am your mental health advocate. And I'm discussing generational curses. Hopefully, it's been an educational series for you. Try to make the videos short, sweet, to the point. Hope it is you learn something from this and something that you can take in and be like, I'm going to do something different. Also, generational curses, breaking generational curses. Click the link. Get the system. The system is going to start you on the process of breaking the generational curses. That's only if you want them broken. If you like where you are, more power to you. You learn something, we keep it pushing. So, what are generational curses? We start off with the definition. Then we're going to go into our last curse that we're going to talk about on this channel. Generational curses are a belief that negative patterns like addiction and mental health can be passed down through families. Our last one. So we talked about religion already. We talked about being poor, poverty. We talked about food. We talked about environment. Last but not least is people. People. People can have their own generational curses on them that are different than yours. Family. My definition of family are strangers you're related to. You got all type of family members all over the place. You don't know these people. They don't know you. But your family through blood, sometimes through marriage. You don't know them. They're strangers you're related to. Okay, some people call their family their friends that they've known for a long time, and they start calling them family. This is my brother, this is my sister, blah blah blah. Family is a real gray area, but when it comes to dealing with them and their generational curses, it can get real weird real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because theirs may not be the same as yours. Now, I wrote down friends. Can friends have curses? They can have their own curses on them that they are trying to put on you. Sometimes people have curses like it's not going to work. It's the system. Um, why are you trying that? You're talking white, or you're being too different than the rest of us. Why can't you just chill like the rest of us? You're being a coon. All those things are thoughts that are in their head that's been passed down to them, and that's their curses they have to deal with. Remember, generational curses are just beliefs. Your beliefs have to do with your mental health that's been passed down. Your beliefs. Don't get so caught up in the word curse. Get caught up in the word beliefs. That's why I say religion was like the first one I went to. When we talk about religion, it's a belief that was passed down to you. If you were living somewhere else, you would have the same belief. Next, people with limited beliefs will try to put that on you. That's what I was just saying. When you want to leave, talk about environment. Man, I'm going to leave, want to move here, this, that, and the other. Oh, man, why you going to leave? Going to leave your family behind? And, man, this is where we live. This is our spot. And, you can't let people force you to leave something. And you can't let people just they have these limited beliefs. People want to know, oh, man, you're going overseas. What's overseas, man? Nothing overseas. And we need to stay here and blah, 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 blah. Or why you going to this state or on to this city and blah, blah, blah. Those are their beliefs. That's their generational curses that have been passed down to them. There are people who I've interacted with who never left Pittsburgh, never left Atlanta. Some people have never left the southwest side of Atlanta. They just never left. Some people have never been on an airplane. Never. Never been on an airplane. Some people never left their these are the curses that you're putting on themselves and they're putting on their kids. Education. I didn't put education in any of this, but I'm educating you right now. This is education right now. This is education. That's a generational curse. It's education. You're like, Rome, how is education generational curse? Think of everything I've talked about. Religion, being poor, food, environment, and people. This all comes from what you learn. You learned this. Education. You ain't gotta go to school. You ain't gotta go to school. You ain't gotta learn. Remember, they didn't want people to read. Now that people are reading, people don't read. How do they go full circle? But they talk about the past so much, but they don't read about the past and know what actually happened on the past. They just let somebody else tell them about the past. The education. Once you start getting educated, you start wanting to do other things, and not necessarily the college university systems. No, we're just talking about normal education. Just knowing like what you're learning through me right now, that's free. It's free, you know, it's another generational curse. You gotta be free, or I gotta find it for cheaper, or it could be better somewhere else. These are generational curses. Why? Because they're beliefs. They're beliefs. You're gonna waste time finding something cheaper rather than just buying this thing right here. You don't want to invest in yourself, it should be free. But you gotta invest in yourself. Investing in yourself, it does something to your mental, it does something to your psychology. When you're investing in yourself, people don't want to invest in themselves. I digress. People who don't want to succeed in life. This one's a big one. Excuse me. Some people just don't want to succeed in life, and that comes back to generational curses because they believe once they succeed, they're going to leave people behind and things are going to get different. Understandable. But they don't want to see you succeed either because if they see you succeed, it makes them feel some type of way. Well, look at you, you're doing this and you're doing that, and blah, 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 blah. But you can do the same thing. It's like me making these videos and post them online. There's nothing stopping you from doing the same thing. If people are just blocking their mind, like, oh, you know, you think you're better than me. All this comes from the generational curse. You're learning this from your family. You're learning this from your family. Some people are the leader of an average group. So what does that make them? Average. Then it makes them comfortable because they don't have to do more than what they're doing. They're not reading, I'm not reading. They're not trying hard, I'm not trying hard. They're not working out, I'm not working out. All that is, once again, generational curse. That's passed down. The belief that's passed down. And all I'm trying to do is get you to break that. Last but not least, be mindful of other generational curses being pushed on you. There are many, many, many generational curses because there's many, many, many beliefs. There are beliefs that are no longer applicable, which means they no longer apply to what's going on today. And people are still like, we're being held back. That's a belief. That's a generational curse. Being held back is a belief. It's a generational curse. We have the internet now. There are very few things that you can't do on the internet. Very few. You can't build a house, but you can learn how to build a house. So we talk about gatekeepers and people holding information. I'm giving you information right now. It should be free. This is free. You're watching this. It's free. But your course should be free. Your system should be free. No, you gotta invest in yourself. You gotta want something more than what you gotta want something more. If it's free, school is free. Most people don't go to school. Most people ain't graduate high school, and school was free. So this whole free thing, it's generational curse too. It should be. It just these are all these things. And like I said, there's way more. I'm just going through these five to keep it short and sweet. Start getting into like money, building businesses, relationships, sexual interaction, the white man. These a lot of these stuff are just generational curses. That there's way more. I'm just digging into these ones because these are like the foundation. That's why I offer breaking generational curses. You want to click the link, it's generational curse. It takes 66 days. So from the time you get the generational curse system and you start going through that system, it's going to take you 66 plus days to make it into something that you can actually make it a habit. They say it takes 66 days for a routine to become a habit. 66 days. And if you stop anywhere during that process, you got to restart over again. That's why people do the New Year's Eve thing, New Year, New that don't work. That's why it don't work because you keep stopping. You got to start all over to 66 days and stop. You got to start over to 66 days and stop. And at a certain point, you just don't start no more. Failure could be a generational curse. Not pushing yourself, generational curse. Doubting yourself, generational curse. There's a lot of things that could be generational curse. I just want you to start to break them by starting with your religion, environment, and people. Breaking the generational curse. Click the link. That's the first step. Is to click the link, get breaking generational curse. If you get through that process and you do it smoothly, the next step is the reset. The reset is a much, much deeper dive into generational curse. But you have to start with breaking it before you get to the higher level of the reset. Now you can go straight to the reset, but it's more intense. If you can't get this level, getting this level, like you can't go to college without first going to school. There's levels to this game. There's levels to this game, and you got to pay to get to the higher level. It's just this is how life works in general. To get into rooms you want to get into, you're going to end up paying to get to those rooms or getting that knowledge. This is it's not like back to the generational curses. Wow.